Hello, my name is Fernando Pujol. I represent a startup students team. We are working on the Entrepreneur Questionnaire project. The product owner is Mr. Robert Hacker from Startup FIU, and our mentor is Dr. Masoud Sahari. The developers of these projects are Yolanda Belisario, Rene Alfonso, Noemi Valle, Jian Xiao, and me, Fernando Pujol. In this video, we're going to explain the install and maintenance guide for both of our web application and mobile application. We want to make sure is that we have installed Java. We can check in the command line. And if not, if you don't have it, we can go to Java JDK, first option, version 8. You accept the license agreement and you can choose whatever version you need. The second thing we need is to have an IDE. I recommend IntelliJ IDEA. So we can download it for free. The community version. You can select the operating system. Once we have installed IntelliJ IDEA and Java, for the next part, we're going to take a look to Spring Boot. First link. And we're going to follow a guide for the setup. So we're going to guides. And we're going to take a look to serving web content with Spring MVC. As you can see, I already have installed IntelliJ IDEA. So I'm going to create a new project. Here you can verify that you have the SDK, the correct SDK for the Java version. We're going to select the Maven. Go next. For the group ID, we can choose FIU app, startup FIU, version. Next, the project name and location. I'm gonna leave it like that. And the Maven project is created. Then we go back to Spring and we're going to look at build with Maven. So we have to add the dependencies. So we're going to add from here to here. To this file, initial file for the dependencies. So the next step is to create a web controller. So we go to IntelliJ. Let's go here. Let's create first a package. Let's call it FIU. And inside the package, we're going to create a Java class. We're going to call it reading controller. Now we can copy everything from this file except for the package. We can replace this. We have to import the changes. Yeah, now it's working. It wasn't recognizing the dependencies. Now we're going to resources. Here we're going to create a directory. Let's call it templates. And here we're going to create an HTML file. We can call it reading. We have to call it reading. So here we can go back to Spring and we can use this template here. Very basic. Now we want to make the application executable. So we're going to create another Java class called application. We are going to copy this code. Paste it here. So now we want to run our application. So we're going to click on Add Configuration. Click on the Add button. Maven. The command line, we are going to select run, Spring Boot run, this one. And we have to select a name, let's say run. And that's it. Okay. Now you can see that we have the run application. And we can click on play. Let's wait. Okay, finished. So now we can go to our browser and we can go to the localhost 8080, this one, /reading. So you can see hello world. And if we add a parameter for name, we can say hello startup FIU. If you want to open the existing project, it's very easy. You just have to clone the repository of our project and then open the project in IntelliJ or any other IDE. If you want to deploy the project, you only have to create a new configuration. I have it already created, and you only have to put in the command line clean compile package. And I call it jar because it generates a jar file. And then the only thing that you have to do is run the program and it will generate a file in the, let me see, in the target folder.
So for the mobile app, we want to download Android Studio. So we go to developer.android.com and we can get the latest version. This will run on either Mac OS or Windows. You can also get a version for Linux. After it downloads, all you have to do is install it. Just follow the steps. It's fairly straightforward. You don't have to configure anything. Just make sure that you have Java installed on your computer and you're good to go. So when we go to Bitbucket, we want to make sure that we clone the correct repository. For the mobile app, we want to come here and do startup FIU application. And then we can just get the information here. Let's say clone. We can copy this. And we can then open a terminal and start cloning this repository, following the standard Git principles of git clone. Ideally, you want to create separate branches. So for example, I have my branch here. Then you want to merge it into development by creating a pull request. And normally you create a pull request through here. After you commit your code, you create a pull request. You select the branch that you want. So let's say you want a branch here. I want to put into the development branch. Of course, there's nothing new. We will hit continue. Add reviewers. In our case, it will be Fernando, Yolanda, Noemi. Yeah. And then after we create it, we will then wait for them to approve, and then we will merge that change. This will notify everybody in the team so that they're able to review the code, make suggestions, notice if there are any defects that are being introduced in this pull request. After that, once it's merged, then everybody should be able to pull the latest development branch and work off of that. We then launch the project. After we have cloned it, we clone it in the same way that we normally would clone any Git repository through the command line by using git clone and using the address. In here we have the project itself. First, we want to make sure that everything is synced. So all the Gradle files are running right now. They're processing this and all the dependencies. After that is done, we can come and start making changes to the app. So the project launches first here on the application. We also have the manifest, which is important. And then we have different subsystems that we rely on. To build a project, we can go into build. We can do build project, build APK, or we can simply hit Ctrl-R and it will build the APK for you, or we can click the green triangle here and it will build it for you and install it on the device if it's plugged in. If it's not plugged in, you can also run it on the emulator, so you can get a default emulator device here, and then you hit OK and it will install it for you on that device. Another option is to run the application on a real device. In here we're using Visor so that we can control the application that's running on the device through the computer itself. We can just use a mouse to interact with the screen. I hope this short tutorial is a good guide on how to work with the application. Thank you. We hope that this information has been useful. Again, the product owner is Robert Hacker. The professor and mentor is Dr. Masoud Sajjadi. The developers are Yolanda Belisario, Fernando Pujo, Noemi Valle, Yang Xiao, and Rene Alfonso. Thank you, and don't hesitate to reach out if you have any questions